Sagittarius, and welcome to your reading for December the 11th through December the 17th. This is a general reading. If you'd like a personal reading, that information is below. And right now I am doing next year's readings, the 12 months in advance. It's a really good way to kind of get information on the energies that are coming through for us so that we can co-create. And this is the time of year to do it. So I get booked up really fast with those. So if you would like a 12-month reading, and if you sign up on my email list on the website, I think you get another $50 off. I think there's a special on right now. I think they give you a code when it comes back to you. It's one of the emails that you get back. But anyway, check that out if you're interested in a 12-month reading. It's really good. Okay, so this is your sun, moon, and rising. All the information on the other videos will be below in the description box. Failing that, I do have playlists on the on my page, and it'll be in the December playlist. Now, what else? Thank you for subscribing, liking, sharing, and commenting. I really appreciate you guys. I really do. And happy birthday, Sagittarius. You get an extra card this week. Actually, you got a few extra cards because they were popping out. You have major messages this week. So I just want to mention that on the 17th, because this reading goes through to the 17th, but it's the 17th for some places in the world, depending on where you are, or the 18th for others. So I just want to mention it. We have this new moon, this incredible new moon in Sagittarius, a very fiery, passionate. Now, Sagittarius is very optimistic, darling. You're very optimistic. So this is wonderful for you. And not only that, we have 5 planets in Sagittarius. We've got the sun, the moon, Mercury, Venus, and Saturn, all in Sagittarius. Talk about, you know, fiery. We're going to have to remain grounded during this time because we're going to be passionate, running around. You know, the energy level is going to be crazy. And at the same time, the new moon is trining, with all those planets in it, new moon in Sagittarius is trining Uranus in Aries. So this is like really wonderful surprises and oh my goodness, it is like incredible energy. So spontaneity. This reading is about serendipity. Jupiter is conjunct to Mars in Scorpio. That's it. So this is magical synchronicity and surprises. It's Saturn that is moving into Capricorn finally. So Saturn is the planet of, you know, lessons. It's like stop. Yeah. Anyway, I could go on about the planetary transits and alignments, but let's go to your cards, Sagittarius. The first card that came up for you is the Lover's card. Look at that. They're like, the heads are like 2 wings, right? And they're not quite touching, but this is, now normally I would say, look, this is a Lover's card. This is love coming in. But I actually, looking at the other cards, I have a feeling that you've got a major decision to make. You're looking at a decision, Sagittarius, some of you, because this is a general reading, as I said. And hold on, hold that thought. It's freezing here in New York City. I need some hot tea to keep me warm. Now, what came up to clarify the knave is the Knave of Chalices. Clarify the Lovers is the Knave of Chalices. Now, that can mean you know, a love letter. It can mean, you see, I have a feeling that you've got this decision to make. I'll tell you why. I'm jumping ahead of myself. Okay, so this is about information that's going to come to you, right? This is about information that you need that's going to come to you. And it can be, you know, this could be, for some of you, this could be a relationship, but I'm not getting love relationship. I'll tell you why. The next card that comes up is the Eight of Cups, right? The Eight of Cups is about letting go and moving on. It's about looking for more meaning in life. It's about looking for something more, something deeper, some kind of spiritual connection. So I have a feeling that this is kind of a search for a spiritual connection of some kind. I feel that you've got to let something go. And I think that's kind of your decision. Now, I don't know if this is perhaps somebody from the past that you've got to let go. There's something that you must move on from. And it's interesting because at the end of the year, that's what this is all about. It's about letting go of old thought patterns. It's letting go of old feelings about relationships, about people. It's about looking at them and looking at them head on and releasing them. Because it's interesting. We lie to ourselves more than we lie to anyone else. So sometimes we're like, oh, I'm completely over that and it's not affecting me and I'm moved on. But really, if you're really observing your thought patterns, you'll be able to see you going back there and making, what do I want to say? What's the word I want to say? Making a connection with something else to this person or this situation in the past. So I think you have to fully let go of, this hurt that you have experienced in the past, Sagittarius. There's something that affects your relationships today. That's what I'm getting. There's something from the past that's affecting your relationships today. Excuse me. And it's almost like it's an illusion. Things weren't exactly how you thought they were. They're not exactly what you thought they were. It's so funny because this also, the underlying message on this card is all that glitters isn't gold. And it's about letting go and moving on. Sometimes it can be a fact that you're romanticizing the past. And maybe you've just heard from someone that's kind of kicked up these feelings. But this card comes in when it's time to let go and move on. That don't entertain this person from your past, or it's keep it moving. Keep it moving, Sagittarius. Now, to qualify the Eight of Cups, right, is the Four of Wands, which is a completion, coming to the end of, celebrating the end of it. So this is about moving on and celebrating the fact that you're moving on. It's almost like you're taking a look at yourself and you're giving yourself credit for growing and moving on and moving forward. This is like you keep everything on a spiritual basis, Sagittarius. Keep it grounded in spirituality. I think that's really important. Now, the next card we've got is the Six of Swords. That's physically moving on. You have to physically move on. This is like, look, sometimes we're in fear of moving on, right? Because we don't know what's down the road, you know, and it's almost the unknown is scary to us. But this lady, look, she's in a boat, and she's, you know, she's not out of dangerous waters. She's not out of. She's just knows that she's got to move on, and things have. You see here. There's got to be something more It's almost like it's a disillusionment. There's got to be something more to life, right? This is believing that there's something more and just going anyway because you're going to look for greener pastures. Having that faith and that courage. This is about having the courage to move on. This is about the need to move on, and you're kind of getting ready. Look, you're walking away. You're walking away from everything. And here you're on your way. You've gone. And you're going to navigate through those treacherous waters and come out victoriously. Now, this is really interesting because what's clarifying the Six of Swords, right, are two cards. First, the Chariot, right? And then the King of Swords. Now, the King of Swords is, this very intelligent, very well-educated, incredible leader who puts his people before himself, and he's very fair and just, and it's all about doing things, the right things for the right reasons. And he, where the Queen of Swords knows people, he knows about things. So he's very just and fair, and he's very knowledgeable. And the Chariot. Now, the Chariot indicates a balance, right? And so this is like about, look, the King of Swords will definitely come down in judgment on someone that's not doing the right thing. He has no area. He's very fair and very just. And when he comes in, it's about doing the right thing for the right reason, right? So the Chariot is about balance, right? It's about opposing forces. So maybe you're having difficulty making a decision on whether to move on or not, right? Now, this is like, look, this is about focus and balance. When you're focused, look, she's got these opposing forces, and she's this card, the message on this card is keep going. But move forward. But you must be focused and in the moment. Don't be, look, Mercury's in retrograde, right? But Neptune is in Pisces now, and will be for, I think, another couple of years. That's very kind of dreamy and, daydreaming and going backwards and forwards. This is about you bring yourself into the present moment and really, really focus on and engage in the present moment. Because when you're engaged in the present moment, you are focused and you're not going to veer off the path. You're not going to knock the Chariot over. This is about coming through a difficult time. This is about going through a difficult time too. And this is coming out victoriously, Sagittarius. So the underlying message for this, first of all, two cards came out and then the third one came out. So I want to go on to this, which is really interesting. This is the Four of Air, which is about exhaustion and being tired and not getting enough rest. So the message on this card is about meditation and rest, because you have this decision. Definitely changes are happening right now, major changes, because we've got transformation, right? Transformation. You have two major arcana cards. You have three major arcana cards, which indicates change. And this is a transformation. This is you transforming. And I'm telling you, it's about moving on from recognizing that your relationships around you are affected by this relationship in the past. And I have a feeling that something's stimulating that energy again. Now we've got the transformation. So this is about changing. There's changes on the table, Sagittarius. There's no doubt about it, right? Make sure that you get enough sleep and rest. And please, meditation is really good. This is saying, look, keep it in the spiritual realm, right? Make that decision to let it go and move on. And guess what? The underlying message, the Eight of Water, yet again, this is letting go and going forward. Don't hang on to old things from the past, old people, old energies. Don't carry that into your relationships, because it's not helpful. This is about moving on in spite of how you feel. This is about letting go of the fear. This is about letting go of, guilt and shame and anger. It's letting go of those emotions and keep moving on. So what I'm getting for this reading, Sagittarius, is you've got to just keep moving forward. But you must look at the past. And you must look at how this relationship has affected the relationship that you're in now, the relationships that you're in now. Recognize it. Recognize it that you were younger and you were different and you had a different take on life, and don't drag that into these relationships that you have now. Now, your extra card, because it's your birthday, are magical messages from the fairies, because we have magical serendipity. And this is also, listen, you're going to get information that you need at the time, at the right time. Just remember, you need to be grounded. Oh, what's this? Oh! You're not going to believe this. Birthday. It's your birthday. It says here, a significant birthday holds the answer to your question, right? I would imagine that's your birthday, Sagittarius. So, you're 1 year older. It's time to let go of the past, let go of the storyline that you've had, and don't bring it into this. Don't judge your relationships now by what has happened in the past. Thank you so much for tuning in. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you next week. For a personal reading, please email Mary at liveinthesolution.com.